So once again, it's time for the end of season awards, filmed here at the Cloud FM County Ground during day one of the final championship game against Northamptonshire. Let's get into the ground and find out who's won. I'm coming in with you. I hope I've got no sugar in mine. Hello, welcome to the Cloud FM County Ground for the end of season awards. I'm Simon Ward and I'm delighted to be your host this year for the awards. We're back here in sunny Chelmsford, where arguably the biggest success of the season has actually been having you, the fans, back in the stands cheering on the boys. Yep, results may not have been everything we might have hoped for, but the big plus has been to see some of this young talent stepping up and performing at first team level. Well, before we get into the awards, let's have a chat with the main man, head honcho, Anthony McGrath. Well, delighted to be joined by Anthony McGrath. Mags, thanks for joining us. I'm going to give you the simplest and the hardest question to start with. Your reflections on 2021?
Mixed really. It's been a tough season in terms of where we've been last couple of years. I think we had a tough start in the championship and that ultimately cost us to get in the Division 1 in September. But I think given our form from the middle of the season onwards, I think we've played some very good cricket, semi-final in 50 overs. Disappointing again in the T20, but I believe we have made progress. There's games we should have won there, and the way we've finished this championship season, I think we've got the most points in the country, which is pleasing. Still shows that we're consistent. I think we're unbeaten in 8 in that, and we've won the last couple by an innings. So overriding disappointment, but still some satisfaction there as well.
It seems to have been the starts, because when I look at the stats, first 2 months, 3 wins, 2 losses, 4 draws, which is ultimately what hamstrung Essex ambitions to get into that Division 1. And then you look at the Vitality Blast after that win at Taunton, there was no win in the first 6. And it seems to be coming out the blocks is always the issue for Essex.
Particularly in white ball, I think that's been pretty similar to our trend the last few years. We've been behind the 8 ball and put a run together, and you've got to be pretty much perfect from there. I think championship cricket, we've been so good, particularly here at Chelmsford, and I think we've only lost 2 games in I don't know how many. So, I think that the start of the season were really challenging, them 9 back-to-back games. I think that really tested us, and with only 10 games to try and get into that Division 1. In fact, we only had 9 because of the COVID issue at Derby. If you do slip up early, it can cost you.
Yeah. That said, the big pluses from this season appear to be the youngsters that we've seen coming through, and the Royal London Cup was, I won't say the salvation, but it really opened people's eyes to the talent that Essex have got coming through. You look at Josh Rymel averaging over 55, Feroz Kushi over 46. Those youngsters actually taking that responsibility seems to be a big plus.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've talked about the youngsters for a few years. With the success we've had, it's been difficult for them to get in, but the Royal London give them that opportunity. I think we gave away 8 debuts in that competition. Even though we had some senior guys playing, it was very much an inexperienced team, and the guys you mentioned there, along with Jack Plum, Benny Allison, who basically had to lead the attack because of injuries, I thought were outstanding really, and to get to the semi-final we were really disappointed actually to lose that game, because we thought we'd done enough, but it just showed a little glimpse into the future. And I think for the members and fans who maybe have not seen them young guys before, it showed once the crowds were back in, which were great as well, under a bit of pressure, full house here at Chelmsford, that they can perform, and I thought that was fantastic.
And you mentioned it, the fans coming back in was absolutely critical. It changed the whole atmosphere, didn't it? I mean, everybody, you could see the players with a pep in their step when they stepped onto the turf. It made such a difference.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think, look, we said last year it's been tough for everyone in the country, whichever profession you're in. But we really felt it here at Essex, and that's not an excuse. You know, we missed playing in front of that atmosphere, the buzz around the stadium, and you could see actually smiles back on faces from the players interacting with our members and fans. And during the Royal London, when the weather were good, I think the crowds we had here were fantastic, and that coincided with some of our best performances. We played some brilliant cricket in the 50 overs.
You think that's linked?
I do, yeah. I think we're you know, a team that really thrive on playing in them big games. You know, and I think sometimes over the past, when the ground's soulless and empty and there's no atmosphere, it sometimes just takes that edge off. And again, you know, maybe that shouldn't be the case, but it is. It's natural.
It's a glorified training session.
Absolutely, yeah. So everyone's had a huge boost from that. Not just us, I guess, other teams as well. But we could really feel it during that 50-over competition here. And barring the game against Worcester, we were pretty much perfect here in the 50 overs. And we had a good innings win again in Championship as well against Gloucester when we had a good crowd in. So we're hoping that that's going to be the norm now. Crowds are back for good. Nothing else happens, and we can start next season hopefully with this momentum.
We talked last year about Essex setting the bar, raising the bar and raising the bar. That has its own pressures. Are you happy with where the bar's set from this season, and as a result where you want to set it for next season?
As I said, we're disappointed because the last 5 or 6 years, come this stage of the season, we've been involved in the trophies being handed out, and this year
we still get Div 2.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
This year we probably not. So we've dropped below in that type. But in terms of where we want to go, you know, the attitude, the drive, I think you've seen that. Even though we're out of Division 1, the players really wanted to finish strong and show that we're still a very good side, and I think they've done that. We're unbeaten since the game here against Worcester in the 50 overs. So that to me shows we've got the character. That to me shows we've got the skill. And you know, next season we want to be back amongst the big trophies again.
One difference we know for next season is that we talk about characters. We ain't going to have Tendo in amongst us. Hopefully he's going to visit. Just briefly put into words what Ryan Doeschate has done for Essex cricket.
Well, since I've been here the last 6 years, he's been phenomenal really, as a leader, as a man, as a player. What he's done for the club throughout his career has been sensational really. He's been a huge part of the success, both on and off the field. Unfortunately, time comes for us all. But he'll be remembered up there with the greats, and it's obviously sad to see him go, but I'm sure whatever he decides to do, he'll be a success at, because he's that kind of guy. He'll be sadly missed in our dressing room from players and coaches alike, but hopefully he'll be still around in some capacity.
Well, this is the last action, of course, behind us against Northampton. Do you now get a chance to turn off? Do you get out on the beach, get the budgie smugglers out, get all the war paint on so you can get the tan up?
Yeah, we won't be in the budgie smugglers, but hopefully some kind of holiday. But the guys will have a bit of time off, and then we'll probably meet up around November time, and preparations will start from there. So a few weeks to R&R, and then back into it.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Great to catch up with Mags there, and I'm sure you'll agree it's been an absolute delight to see these academy players stepping up into the first team. Now we're going to take a short break now, after which we'll be talking to Ryan Doeschate and making our first presentation. As you can imagine, there have been floods of messages coming into HQ following news of Tendo's retirement. Let's have a look at some of them now.
Boss, huge congratulations on a brilliant career. It's been amazing sharing some special moments on and off the field, of which one is my favourite. Playing our first ever second team game against each other, where you abused the crap out of me. Anyway, water under the bridge, as they say. Well done, you old goat.
G'day Tendo. Firstly, congratulations on what has been an unbelievable career. I'm sure you're feeling very uncomfortable with all the accolades being thrown about, but can I just say from a Dutch point of view, how unbelievably good you've been in international cricket. You will go up there, and I know this word gets thrown out way too much in sport, but you will go down as one of the greatest associate players ever to play international cricket. And from our side of things, what you do represent is hope, and also the fact that when players go into the dressing room with you, they become better players. And to me, that sums up your greatness. Have a good day, mate, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.
Welcome back to the Cloud FM County Ground where, as you can see, Essex bowling against Northamptonshire. Now, before we make our first award, time to hear from Ryan Doeschate. I'm delighted to say I was able to talk to him out in the middle in front of his adoring faithful here at the Cloud FM County Ground, reflecting on his time with Essex and his time here at Chelmsford. You mentioned Western Province second 11 2003. I'm guessing it was a kind of sliding doors moment for you because 3 days later you were supposed to leave for the Netherlands post-university, is that right?
Yeah, I didn't want to play in the game and I think like most sports people find that marriage of luck and opportunity happens once or twice in a lifetime, and I'm obviously very glad that I did play and I'm glad that Gucci saw something that we could work with, and it's led me to here and led me to everything that I've enjoyed over the years.
And it says something when Essex provide a taxi driver that is probably one of the most famous names in world cricket, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a fictional story. I think most people struggle to believe that, but you know, it was maybe the blueprint for how I would conduct myself as a cricketer as well. You know, always trying to help people, always trying to inculcate a work ethic and a way of figuring out how to do the job.
And your esteem within this group grew through to 2016 when you were given the captaincy. Of course, Chris Silverwood came on board as well. You and Spoon seemed to make a change in gear, a change in outlook. Was that right?
Yeah, and I forgot to mention Ronnie in the speech there. I got carried away, but obviously Ronnie coming in and making some changes at the same time. I think change is good in any situation, and if you can get people to buy into that change, you will generally get a good outcome. So not only making the change, but then the way you know, Silvers and Magga went away, inculcating that change, making people believe in the product we're trying to deliver. Yeah, what was a big moment in the change of fortunes for us.
Yeah, and the proof is there. 3 titles, then you add on the Vitality Blast, the Bob Willis Trophy. How do you reflect on the last 5 years of your cricketing career, as it's turned out?
I think it's bizarre that it's so heavily weighted to the back end. You know, I referenced the tough days here where championship cricket was really hard work, and you know, you only won a handful of games every season, and things changed so dramatically from that point, like you mentioned, 2016, and a lot of that was down to, you know, the maturing of certain players at the right time. Dan Lawrence became an overnight sensation. Jamie Porter became a world-class bowler in that year. You know, we still had a few of the old guys to get us out of Div 2, as in Dave Masters and Graham Napier and James Foster, and Ravi was still around. But the next crop that came through, you know, they just managed to buy in and to understand, what was trying to be projected to them, how to be successful, and they deserve all the credit for being able to do that.
I mean, the messages have been pouring in. I was looking on your Twitter feed. It took me about 2 hours to go through them all. One of them was from Andre Adams, who had a couple of years here, the Kiwi, and he said, "Enjoy your warm-up free time." Have you thought, after 19 seasons of doing it, what you're going to be doing, particularly sort of January, February of the new year, after the T20 World Cup's done, of course?
I'm going to be taking my golf more seriously. And yeah, I need to obviously decide what I want to do. I want to stay involved with cricket, so there'll be a lot of emphasis on upskilling myself and learning how to be a good coach. But just also to touch on those messages, a lot of the messages I received, a lot of them that really hit home to me weren't about cricket. There's so many good players in county cricket and obviously in world cricket, but the things that really touched me were, how I made people feel, and for people to say I made them feel welcome is probably the biggest compliment you can give me, and something that we've tried to do at this club, for a very long time now.
Well, I hope you felt the Essex welcome as well. One thing's for sure, for Annie, for Ben, Ted and you, this will always be your second home. The word legend is used far too frequently in this day and age, but there is no question it applies in Essex cricket to Ryan Tendo.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Good job, bud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, what a servant to Essex cricket Ryan Tendo has been. It's easy to see why the Essex faithful gave him such a huge send-off. He will always be a beloved member of the Essex family. Right, without further ado, it's time for the first award. It's the First 11 Young Player of the Season, sponsored by Felsted School. And for those of you at home, here's the list of nominations now. Well, it's clear to see from those nominations that the production line of young talent coming through from the academy continues and is in great shape. Well, here's the golden envelope. Let's find out the winner for this year. And the winner of the First 11 Young Player of the Season is Josh Rymel. So congratulations, Josh. Plenty more awards to come on this beautiful September day here at the Cloud FM County Ground. Join us after the break.
Hi Tendo, Mickey Arthur here. Heard about your impending retirement and just wanted to say well done on a fantastic career. You really have been a great servant to the game. I've loved my short interaction with you in a couple of franchise leagues and that, and you've not only been an outstanding cricketer, but above all, you've been an amazing teammate, an amazing player, an amazing guy to have around the group. That I think is going to be your legacy. The legacy that you will leave, Tendo, is that you will always be remembered as an incredible cricketer, but above all, a fantastic person. And as I've said, I'm just been really privileged to being able to spend some time with you. Good luck in retirement. I'm sure you will have lots to do. I know how you operate, and I know that you will certainly be keeping yourself busy. Good luck with it, and hopefully our paths cross numerous times in the future. Well done again. You've been amazing. All the best.
Boichi, so congratulate you on a terrific career. You know, I don't think I can find words that can describe your career and everything you've achieved over the years, and you know, all the memories that you've collected. But I thought I'll make it a special message all the way here from the home of county cricket. You know all about this field. You've lifted a championship on this field, so yeah, mate, you've had a terrific career, and not just on the field, but everything that you do off the field. I think you'll be surprised how many people you've influenced over the years, not just on but also off the field. You know, I mean, I've taken so much from the way you operate and the way you play, and you know, it's definitely helped me personally. And but listen, all the best for the future after that, and I'm sure we'll catch up. Cheers, boy.
Welcome back to part 3 of our end of season awards 2021. Now, as you might imagine, it's not always possible for people to get to the ground to receive their awards in the current climate. So here's a VT of some of the other award winners this year. Well, a big congratulations to our award winners from that last VT. Great to see them get their due recognition. Now it's time for Performance of the Year, sponsored by our friends at R&D Advisors. The award recognises an outstanding game-defining performance. Here are the nominations as chosen by fans at the ground today. Right, thank you to our supporters for those nominations. Time to reveal the performance of 2021.
Can Rime will find a single that's all he needs now for his maiden 100. Best bowls to him, and he's driven it to long on, and you don't need me to tell you he's made it. The crowd stands up in front of me here at the Riverside stand here at the county ground in Chelmsford. A wonderful knock from Josh Rymel, who opened the batting, took first delivery, soon hit his first boundary, a lovely straight drive. He's only 20, and it's really in this competition that he's made his first incursion into the Essex lineup. And after innings of 30, 40, 78 and 18, he now reaches three figures.
Well, the awards are coming thick and fast now, and quite aptly with Essex in the field, it's time for Bowler of the Year, sponsored by D&B Scaffolding. Now, arguably, the bowling attack has been one of our strongest suits this year, with the likes of Ben Allison, Shane Snater getting in on championship action, Aaron Nijar and Jack Plom producing performances in the Vitality Blast. So, let's see who's made the shortlist for Bowler of the Year. Well, delighted to be joined by Sam Cook. And Sam, congratulations, because you are the Bowler of the Year, thanks to our sponsors by D&B Scaffolding. Great season for you. 48 championship wickets, which I'm guessing must be your top haul. But more interestingly, 20 wickets in the Vitality Blast. Bowling in the white ball is something of a new thing for you, I guess?
Yeah, I think up till sort of this year, I'd sort of a little bit in and out of the T20 team, so really made a conscious effort this winter to work on my white ball skills and dedicated sort of a real block of time to working on my different variations. And it was nice, obviously, starting that T20 team and like you say, pick up a few wickets along the way was nice. And
does that crossover help from a bowling perspective? Can you mix the tricks, so to speak?
Yeah, I think they're two completely alien formats in terms of the 4-day stuff and the T20. They're so different in terms of your mindset as a bowler and the different skills you've got to prepare. And obviously with the makeup of the season, you come straight off the back of one 4-day game into a T20, so you don't have a lot of time to prepare. So that's why it is important to do that work in the winter and make sure that when the blast comes around, you can just sort of slip into gear and get going. So it was nice that it worked this year, and to pick up those wickets was pleasing.
And we've seen a few promotions from bowlers wanting to be all-rounders. Mr. Porter started hitting sixes, it would appear. And I think you got, was it a 37 against Durham that showed your batting prowess here?
Yeah, I think it's something that over the last few years we've identified that it's extremely important. If you look at a lot of the teams around the country, I think when we won the league in 2019, our sort of 9, 10 and 11 scored more runs than all the other teams. So I think that's something that we really dedicated some periods of time to. And yeah, if you get Jamie talking about his sixes, he won't stop. So yeah, it was nice to see him get one, but I think for our ears, he's certainly letting us know about it.
Well, it's good. We've often talked about the bowling pack and everything that we've got here at Essex. You augment that with Benny Allison this season. Shane Snater, of course, made his championship debut. It feels like that bowling pack, I'll use that word again, really is revved up and ready to go in any particular game.
Of course, I think we've got really good strength in depth with excuse me, our bowling attack, and like you say, Benny coming in this year, making his debut, did really well with ball and making 50 here in that same game against Durham, which was, in my opinion, a match-winning knock. And Snates, I think, has really been sort of the find of the summer in red ball cricket. We've seen him come in over the last few years in white ball and do well. But to come in the way he has with the red ball, I think has been massively important for our attack. And to have that sort of strength in depth, if we need to rotate, especially like we did at the start of this year, playing 9 championship games on the bounce, it's impossible for any seamer really to play all those games. So Snate's coming in the way he has been phenomenal, and he's picked up the wickets along the way, and he's sort of really proved how important he is to this team. And even sort of the guys that haven't played this year, the likes of Plommy, Beardy, We've still got guys underneath that are raring to come in as well, and will more than hold their own in the top level. So yeah, I think we're very fortunate at the minute the way we are with our young bowling stocks, and it's unfortunately quite a tough attack to get into, but I think it's the real strength of us is everyone sort of competing and spurring the bowlers on.
Well, it's been great to see, and it has been one of the pluses of this season. Congratulations on Bowl of the Year. Join us after the break for part 4.
Just wanted to say congratulations on a great career. You should be very proud. It was always a pleasure playing with you. I thought you were a top player and you've done so well for Essex. My most memorable moment was getting the winning runs with you in that final at Lord's against Kent, and I'll always remember that. And it was a pleasure training with you. We spent many hours in those artificial nets at Essex, and I enjoyed every moment. And also living together, shared some special moments amongst many beers, even though you didn't pay me much in rent. But I'm sure you'll do really well, mate, off the field with whatever you go into, be it property or anything else, especially with your love of money. All right, mate. All the best for the rest of the season if you play some more games. And yeah, have a great evening and send my best to everyone else. Enjoy the beers. Go well. Bye.
Hi Ryan, I wanted to add my congratulations to you in this video with all the other players and people you've been involved with at Essex. You've been an absolute inspiration over the last 18 years for Essex and the Essex Eagles. You've been a great role model for all the youngsters coming through when you were captain, winning the championship in 17 and 19, and the way your career has developed has been phenomenal. You may remember all those years ago, 2003, when I used to pick you up from Stansted, bring you back to my house midweek, stay with me, played a bit of cricket, and then went back to play in Amsterdam, I think, at the weekend. It was hard work then, and it was tough, you know, you making an impact at the beginning, but you came through, developed yourself into a fantastic batsman, cricketer, a wise head to help other people, and people like you are not easy to find. So congratulations on all the things you've done. Enjoy the next phase of your career, coaching or whatever you're going to do with your family. And I salute you for being a brilliant cricketer, a brilliant ambassador for your sport, and a real role model.
Welcome back to Chelmsford for part 4 of our end of season awards. Now we move on to the Batsman of the Year award sponsored by Western Homes. Let's roll the nominations. Good luck to all our nominations. Here's Anthony McGrath to reveal our Batsman of the Year 2021.
I'm pleased to announce the Batsman of the Year for 2021 is Tom Wesley.
Huge congratulations to Tom Wesley for winning that award, and here's a message from the Essex skipper.
Hi guys, delighted to be named Batsman of the Year for Essex. I'd like to say thank you to all your support in what's been a challenging year. I think it's testament to the club that winning Division 2, we're all a little bit disappointed, and hopefully next year we can win Division 1 like we have done the last few years. Thank you again for all your support and look forward to seeing you in the ground soon. Cheers.
Right, time for one of the bigger awards of the season. It's the Players Player of the Year, sponsored by Cloud FM. This one, of course, particularly prestigious because it's voted for by the playing squad themselves. Let's take a look and see who the nominations are for the Players Player of the Year this term.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Sam Cook.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Alison Cook.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Sam Cook.
My Players Player is Sam Cook.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
My Players Player of the Year is Simon Harmer.
Well, I'm sure you won't be too surprised to know that this man, a real colossus in real life, on the cricket pitch and off it, very popular amongst his teammates. That man, of course, is Simon Harmer. Here's a message from the man himself.
Hi everyone, Harmy here. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for the Players Player of the Year award. It's a massive honour to be nominated by my fellow peers for this award. I hope everybody is having a good time back in Essex. We're out here at the home of cricket here in Kimberley for a few games, so stay safe everyone, and we'll see you soon.
So, yes, wonderful player, but not only were you a wonderful player, you're an extremely good leader, world-class leader, leader of men, leader of everyone within our side. And it's no surprise when yourself and Silvers took over in 2016 together that the club went from strength to strength, and no wonder we're now dominant side within county cricket, which is great to see. Not only you're a great leader, you're also a top bloke, and I think about the impact that you would have had on many people's lives within that changing room, and the positive impact, and you probably aren't aware of that, mate, but you're just a quality bloke, and you bring your values time and time again. Hopefully your family will be able to be with you there today. Obviously with COVID times, I'm not sure if they're allowed or not. Hopefully they are. They'll be exceptionally proud of you, mate, and also your dad will be beaming down with immense pride as well. So mate, it's from a playing point of view, it's over, but now is the exciting time. You've got some great years ahead of you, and whatever you decide to do, you'll be an absolute monster success. That's what you do, Tim. All the best, mate. I'll catch you soon, King.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I think I speak for everybody in the change room at Essex and everyone that's been through the change room over the years. You've been the greatest leader I've played under. Your ability to bring a group of men together and have such a successful reign as captain, it will never be forgotten. Some of those youngsters now are going to go on and be a big part of Essex's future, and I think a lot is owed to you. But yeah, I look forward to coming back and spending a bit of time with you so we can have a little celebration together and enjoy ourselves. I think we'll work together at some stage again in the future. Well, I hope we do. A few more partnerships and hopefully a few more trophies. I just want to say thanks, pal. Thanks for making it so special for me. And I want to say good luck in the World Cup. Go and do something special, pal. And there's a toast to your career, pal. Well done.
Welcome back to the final part of our end of season awards for 2021. 2 presentations left. First up, let's find out who is going to be the Eagles Player of the Year, sponsored by the Woodland Group. Here's the nominations. Well, huge congratulations to Simon Harmer for his 2nd award of the year. Here's a message from Harmy.
Hi everyone, me again. Just wanted to say thank you for the Eagles Player of the Year award. Only managed 1 trophy this year, but hopefully we come back stronger, back to our normal 2 divisional structure next year and put in some massive performances. Keep safe everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you supporters for your continued support of Essex cricket, particularly over the last 2 years. It has been so good to see you back in the stands, and already we're looking forward to 2022. Now, before we hear who is the winner of the DeVines Player of the Year award from Alison and Clive Purdy, let's hear who are the nominations. I'm delighted to be joined by Clive and Alison of DeVines. Please reveal the winner of the award.
I'm delighted to announce that the DeVines Player of the Year, as voted for by the supporters, the young man first met when he was Player of the Month in his first season, and absolutely delighted to say it's Sam Cook.
Well, once again, delighted to be joined by Sam Cook, the second award. Sam, a special award when this has been voted for by the Essex cricket supporters through the website.
Of course, yeah, obviously it's really nice to pick up any award, but obviously to be voted by the supporters, the people that are there week in, week out watching us, yeah, it's really nice and a very special one.
What difference has it made actually having fans back in the stands?
Massive. I think last year we really sort of noticed sort of a real emptiness around the ground, and definitely wasn't the same playing in front of empty houses, and then to see the fans come back in this year was such a big boost to all the players throughout the 4 day. We're always extremely well supported, whatever the format, so to have the fans back in and see those familiar faces really gave the team a big lift, and yeah, it's definitely not the same without them.
The squad can work off a vibe, can't they? And when you get that vibe through a ground like this, it must make a big difference, especially at times where maybe things aren't going quite as you want them.
Hugely. I think momentum's such a big part of any format of cricket, especially the shorter form. But you really see sort of when the crowd gets behind you at Chelmsford and you get on a roll, it's very tough as a visiting team to come here. And so even with our away games as well, we're really well supported away from home, and the chance to sort of Essex around the ground wherever we're going it does go a long way, and all the players really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations, Sam. It's been a good year for you personally, and you're well deserving of both of the awards you've received. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to Sam for that DeVines Player of the Year award. That brings an end to this season's end of season awards. But before we go, it would be right and proper to have a final word from the man, Ryan Tendo. Tendo, after a glittering career, have you got just a final thing to say to our supporters?
Just thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been an absolute privilege, an absolute treat to play here. I've got memories that'll last me a lifetime. I plan to follow the club as closely and with as much intent as I did when I played. I hope you all have a wonderful winter, and I look forward to seeing everyone back at the county ground next year.
Well, on behalf of all Essex fans, Tendo, thank you for what has been exemplary service over the last 19 seasons. It has been a real honour to see you out there and off the pitch as well. From Ryan Tendo and from me, Simon Ward, that's it for another end of season awards. We look forward to seeing you back here at the Cloud FM County Ground next year.
That's better. You have long on and long off. Get them driving down the ground. Well, this is interesting. He's gone. Definitely gone.
It's going to run away down towards the Allen stand for 4. That'll do nicely. Grant Flower hits the winning runs. Essex Eagles have won the 2008 Friends Provident Trophy.
Another half century for the captain, Tendo.
Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot. He's held the pose. You know it's good. It's in the river. Slow ball. It's gone into the flats. Gone again, straight. This will be 6 more. 6 more. Another scorching straight hit from Tendo. You've escaped it from the front, and then it nailed you from behind. Here it is. 100 for the Essex captain.
Uppish, but safe. Long chase for Fulton, that just doesn't have the legs.
Well, that's a filthy delivery. It's a really bad ball, and it has been dispatched by Ryan Tendo. That's out of the park, that's out of here, and that is the game. The scores are level. And that's the end of it. Essex have chased it down, and they've done it with 4 balls to spare.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Tendo. The winners of the 2019 Specsavers County Championship are Essex.